I was just wondering about the changes that you've seen in the industry since you first started making movies in Hollywood. Have been this most radical.
Do you think it's still an industry, Michael? Really an industry?
It's not an industry like it used to be, that's for sure.
And I wonder if it really was. I think it was a kind of, I think it always was show business, and that when there were big studios, which still existed when I went to Hollywood, but were in their very last days as golden age big studios, I think they were pretending to be factories, and it was still show business. It's true they were grinding them out and all that, but it's show business. The true industrial process cannot be as helter-skelter and idiotic as every form of show business is. Otherwise, every car we'd get in would break down after the second block. I can't believe the rest of the people are as stupid as we are.
But how do you get the product then if it's all as mad as that? I mean,
well,
in those days,
it sort of happens. It sort of happens, you know. Movies are terribly easy to make. It's much harder to put on a play than a movie. Oh, yes. You see, because the minute... what's hard to do is to make a very good movie.
Yes.
A good movie is even easy to make, because if you have a good cameraman, if you have the cast that happens to be right, if you have a story that happens to be vaguely interesting, that is the art form that works in our day and age. So that it would be very hard to write a great play in blank verse today, but I think it was pretty easy in Elizabethan days to write a good to write a good verse play.
Yes.
Not a great one, but a good one. Damn near impossible now, because there's nothing to do with our culture.
Yes.
But somehow, a good movie gets itself made even by a lot of second-rate people.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
A very good one is, of course, another thing.
Yeah. And if you look back at those days in Hollywood when you were first operating over there, and it really was the dream factory, wasn't it? And something. When you look back, I mean, are you nostalgic about those days, or are they just were they just comic relief?
I loved them.
Did you?
You know, I thought it was great.
Really?
I never belonged to it. You see, when I came, I was this terrible maverick that they all, you know, I was sort of the, you know, 40, 30 years ahead of my time, whatever it is. There was a sort of ghost of a Christmas future. There was the one beatnik. You know, there was this guy with a beard who was going to do it all by himself. You know, I represented the terrible future of what was going to happen to that town. So I was hated and despised. I had all kinds of friends among the real dinosaurs who were awfully nice to me.
Really?
Yes, and I had a very good time. But I believe that I have looked back too optimistically on Hollywood, because my daughter has a group of books about Hollywood that she bought. I don't know why, probably vainly looking for references of her father in them. And I took to reading them lately, and I realized how many great people that town has destroyed since its earliest beginnings. How almost everybody of merit was destroyed or diminished, and how the few people were good who survived, what a great minority they were. And I suddenly thought to myself, why do I look so affectionately on that town? It was because it was funny, and it was gay, and it was an old-fashioned circus, and everything that we're nostalgic about. Made it funny and gay when it was really happening.
Yes.
But really it was a brutal place.
Yes.
And when I take my own life out of it and see what they did to other people, I see that the story of that town is a dirty one, and its record is bad.